Hey guys, Brian here, and welcome to episode 74 of our Liverpool career mode series. In today's episode, we got 3 games for you. We're also going to take a look at the youth squad, see how they're doing, and also see the standings at the end of this episode. One thing that I rarely do, though, when I do one of these Liverpool episodes, is talk about life. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about me and my stupid decision making when it comes to injuries and stuff like that. And I want to hear from you guys too. Have you ever had an injury where maybe it wasn't so bad? You're like, oh, I hurt myself, and you just kept on going, doing other stuff for the rest of the week, and it came back to bite you in the ass. Because this week, that's what's happened to me. I love going biking. I love going biking this summer, off-road biking, super fun to do. But I don't really have a bike that's really off-road nowadays. And I was biking off-road, and I hit this huge rock. I fell forward on my bike, and everything was all good, but my groin, it didn't feel right. It felt like it shifted a little bit. I'm like, that's okay. We're all good. Don't worry about it. And I've been biking, since then a couple times last week. And also on, I guess, Saturday this week, I played hockey as well. But I was feeling, things aren't feeling too good down there. But I just kept going. I kept moving on, moving forward. And now it is officially coming back to bite me super hard. As the past couple days have been an absolute horror show, as I've barely been able to walk around. I've had to work too, which has been the worst thing ever. And I've been getting like 4 hours of sleep as well. So things aren't too bright right now. Hopefully I'll feel a little bit better coming up in the near future here. But it's one of those things that was really funny for me that I wanted to share with you guys and see your experiences with injuries, because I get injured, from time to time. I make stupid mistakes, maybe don't stretch properly or something like that, and it comes back to bite me in the ass. And I want to hear from you guys too. Have you ever had an injury that maybe wasn't so bad, but then you just kept on playing, or you kept on, doing that sport that you do, and it turned out to be really, really shitty in the end of it all? That's my situation right now. I'm feeling alright. I'm feeling okay. We're doing the show right here, which is making me feel better, getting out and doing that. But at the same time as well, it's one of those things I'm like, why didn't I just take a break? Why didn't I just take a couple of days off? But no, I decided to keep on going, and now I'm paying the repercussions of that. But in today's episode, we're also paying some repercussions here too, as we're playing here in the Capital One Cup against a team that, we have straight up dominated in the past. Newcastle is a team that, yes, they're quite a solid squad. I think they're a little bit better in FIFA 13 than they actually are in real life, but still, we've done great against them. We had probably our best win in the whole series against them too. And I don't know if it came down to that exactly, but this game was one of those games that just did not go our way. As you can see from the early highlights there, we had hitting the post about maybe 3 or 4 times. Could have gone one way or another, but then the end of the game here, we just fall apart. It is a 5-1 loss, so one of our worst losses this year for sure, and one of the worst losses that we've had in the career as well. And probably some good, little payback from Newcastle as well, as we've really dominated them in our career mode, and they are getting their just rewards here. But the good news is, well, I don't know if it's necessarily good news. This is the Capital One Cup. It is not the league. We need to win the games in the league. That's what's most important. And yes, we do lose here. Yes, we're out of the Capital One Cup, which does suck. But at the same time, too, that goal differential is really not going to come back to bite us that much, as it just means that we're out. We're not actually paying in the goal differential category for that. The only unfortunate part, though, as you can see here, there were some pretty weak teams that we probably would have been able to face up against there, and that would have been a nice change, as usually we've been facing up against some really top teams overall. Manchester United or Tottenham would have been the only real super good team there that would have moved on to the semifinals there. But unfortunately, we're not going to get to experience that. And hopefully one of those smaller teams will win, because then they'll get a EuroLeague spot going ahead into next season. But we'll move on from that, and we'll move on to the EuroLeague, which is a completely different story. In the EuroLeague this year, we've been doing great. We've been doing so good. Our team has not lost a game yet, and we're pretty much guaranteed the first spot in our little group here going ahead. So in this game, I wanted to make sure everything was all good. We're going to play, I'm going to mispronounce the name, but the Portuguese team, Funchal, again, as the final game of our EuroLeague group stage. But for this one, we made a pretty solid lineup going into this one. You can see that we have 12 points from 4 games. We're sitting 8 points ahead of Motherwell there, and just winning this game, that pretty much secures it for us, and it's also going to be a little bit of a break for our team too, going ahead if we're able to get the win here. But I wanted to make sure to get the win here, because we come off in different situations in the Champions League where we have had that great opportunity to really maybe put away that group stage, and just trying to balance too many things has gone back to bite us in the ass there. again, that's kind of the message of the show, is not taking your opportunities the way you should. And, you know, in this case, I just wanted to make sure that we're going to get that win here, and also make sure that we're going to be the top seed going into the knockout stage of the EuroLeague. We get that early goal there, actually a couple of good chances. I was really hoping that early volley would go in, but it did not. And Micah there gets a goal for Motherwell, so the game is tied up at this point. But I felt pretty confident in this one. They gave us a real scare early on in the first game that we played against them. This time around, though, things were not too drastic. Here's a chance that nearly just misses the net there. And this was another one, too. Great, you know, play by Leno to come out there, steal the ball, and make sure that nothing was going to come from that one there. But in the end of all, we move on to the second half here. The game is tied 1-1. And yeah, overall I'm feeling pretty good with the team. I got in your responses from a couple episodes ago in regards to players that you guys want to see brought in for our center back position. And at this point, I'm pretty much just going to go with the ones that you guys have recommended the most. I think Kwadwo is the guy that I'm probably going to go after. Also, Varane was another name there, and Ogbonna were the three guys that I really kind of looked at. And it's all going to be about how much money they're going to want and what type of style of player they are, because I really like a center back that does have a bit of pace to him, so that's going to be important there. And that's going to be the main focus for that, as we've had our injuries, we've had our troubles with our center backs this season, so I want to make sure that we have that extra bit of depth going ahead into the final months of this season here. But we'll wrap up this game here. A great chance to really put this one away as Joe Allen gets the opportunity here. He's going to pass it over to Lewis. Holtby just misses there, though, and regardless, we're going to win this game 2-1. So a close game again against Motherwell, but we're going to get the win here. And that's going to be the win that's going to definitely secure us that spot going into the knockout stages with the #1 seed. And it's going to be interesting to see how we do in the EuroLeague, because all those teams are going to drop down from the Champions League. And I'm really hoping to have a deep playoff, well, not playoff, but deep knockout round against the other teams into the EuroLeague. I want to make sure that we actually do really well there, because you know, it's in flux if we're going to do another season after this, and I want to make sure that we're going to go out on a high note, at least in the European competition, before we move on to whatever's going to be in FIFA 14 for us. And with that said, too, also, it is still open. I'm not saying that this is the final season, but I want to wait and see. I want to play around with some things. Like, one of the things that you guys wanted to see is Be a Pro career, and I actually wanted to do that just to kind of play around with the idea, because I've never really played that much FIFA Be a Pro, so I wanted to get into that and you know, maybe do like a season series for FIFA 13 as the summer months go on, and you know, kind of get an idea of what it's about and see if you guys are actually interested in that or not, and you know, use that as kind of a barometer to see that's something I should do going ahead. So that's one of the things I'm going to do, and also I want to play against you guys as well. So I'm going to start doing some versus games, I think, definitely, and at the same time I'm going to try out the Be a Pro stuff. But here's the one note I want to make in the Norwich game here, is that Micah Richards goes down, and I did the straight cut here, as he is out for 7 months. So he's not even going to be back, like, we're looking at sometime in the summer, and he is gone. He is done for the season. So we're talking about bringing in a center back. We're really going to need a center back now, as, yes, when those players, Daniel Agger and Stephen Caulker, are going to come back, Julien Germany back in and out of injury, that's going to make things a little bit easier. But now we've lost Richards, so Johnson and Cresswell are going to have to play in that right back position a lot more, and that's going to make things a little bit more tense, as Mika's been a fantastic player for us this season. But we're just going to have to deal with that, and that's the way injuries kind of play out, especially for me, it feels like, in both my NHL and FIFA content. Sometimes injuries really come to bite me in the butt, and in this game here, you can see Micah Richards, you know, saying, hey, I don't want to play anymore this season. I am done for now. So that's his exit from Season 4 for Liverpool, but we still have plenty of players that can fill into that role. And speaking of a player that can score a nice header here, Mayuka gets a nice goal there. And you know what's really funny about Mayuka is that we haven't talked about him that much. I gave him so much praise at the beginning of the season, but he's just been on fire constantly. He's been my go-to guy. And here was another crazy chance that I was absolutely flabbergasted that did not go in the net there. I just couldn't believe it. I thought guaranteed that was going to go in. Unfortunately, though, James Vaughan just able to put that by Asamoah there and Leno. One of those chances where you're trying to block it, just narrowly misses, and just narrowly misses the hands of Leno as well. We're going to get a chance here from Lucas Leiva. Not known for his scoring, though, and he's not able to put that one away. And this one here, not a real chance, but just wanted to show an absolute just gaff by the keeper that could have really gone our way if we were playing it a little bit better there. But Mayuka is going to score his second goal of the game. Again, lovely play from him. And I think he scored like 21 goals this season. He's been on fire. He's been insane. And, Suarez are still our #1 guy, but, whenever we need a striker to come in, Mayuka is the guy that we can definitely trust to get a goal for us when we really need it. But that said, we're going to win this game here, guys. There's one more chance as Morrison comes in here. Johnson's our guy. And he completely misses the net, so no worries there. And trying to get one more opportunity here, but like I said, a little bit premature. But yes, we do win this game, so a nice win for us here as we win 1 in the league, 1 in the EuroLeague. Unfortunately, we lose in the Champions League, but we'll have to take it. We'll have to move on from that and definitely focus our efforts now, at least in the Cup, on the FA Cup. But until next episode, guys, thank you for watching. I will leave you now with the stats from the standings of the league, where we're at currently, and also a little look at our youth squad so you guys get an idea of how our players are developing in our squad. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in episode 75.
With 34 points. In third, Manchester United with 33 points. In fourth, Manchester City with 32 points. In fifth, Arsenal with 31 points. In sixth, Newcastle United with 28 points. In seventh, Aston Villa with 27 points. In eighth, West Bromwich Albion with 26 points. Bottom of the table, Leicester City with 4 points. And then reading up the table, second bottom, Blackburn Rovers with 6 points. Third bottom, Wigan Athletic with 12 points. Fourth bottom, Fulham with 13 points. Fifth bottom, Queen's Park Rangers with 13 points.